All right, here we go. Packet lesson. Starts on page 139. We're up to 4-4, solving polynomial equations. Unfortunately, on the pre-lesson, I didn't show you one like this. Some of you would look at this and go, hey, I'm gonna go like this, x minus 3, x minus 3, and then I'm gonna FOIL that out, and then I'm gonna get a trinomial. That is not the right direction. How do you know that? Well, if you remember these problems, and I just look at this and I say, hey, what are the two things? Remember, we have two answers if this is squared. What are the two things I could put in here that would be true? Well, that would be x is 7 or x is negative 7. I could just use my brain, just common sense. However, common sense doesn't always work. So let's say we don't know that. Let's develop a technique for this. And here it comes. This is how I teach it. Bada boom, bada bing, do the right thing. Do you like that? So x equals plus or minus 7. I should patent that. I did invent it, by the way. So anyways, that's what we're going to use here. What do you mean? Watch. Bada boom, bada bing, do the right thing. Now this is a little unique. There is no plus or minus 0. 0 is not positive, 0 is not negative. So we end up just getting x minus 3. You see that square root absorbs that squared. And we get x minus 3 equals 0. Add 3 to both sides. And we get 3. Some of you might argue, well, I thought you said there's two answers because that's a 2. Well, this one's weird. If I was to look at it differently, I could kind of go this way, but I could go x minus 3 equals 0, because that's what x minus 3 squared is. And here I'd get 3, or here I'd get 3. And in this case, I got 3 twice, so algebra 2 will say 3 double root. So if you go this way, you have to be careful, and you only get one answer. You got to remember the highest power was a 2, so it's plus or, whoops, sorry. Didn't mean to say that. That would be 3 double root. All right. Either way is fine, but that one's very unique. All right. Let's go to this one, example 3, before we tackle this one. This one's got some wonkiness to it. I want to just have you see a normal one before we get into these weirder ones. This guy, I shouldn't have even started with that one, but this is normal, normal, normal. So what are our steps? Set equal to 0. Put it in descending order. Keep the squared term, or I should say the highest power, because that could be x cubed or x to the 4th. Try to keep that positive. It's just easier. Then factor it, then solve. There's your step-by-step procedure. All right, so if I want to set equal to 0, put it in descending order, keep my squared term positive, I'm going to subtract x and subtract 30. Subtract x and subtract 30. X squared minus x minus 30 is 0. Now I'm going to factor x. Two factors of negative 30 that add up to negative 1. That'd be negative 6 and 5. And now I'm going to solve it. 6 or negative 5. I have two answers, and I should have two answers because my highest degree is a 2. All right, now let's go to this weird one. This weird one is one of those that's just maybe so easy that it's hard. I'll try to focus. It looks a little blurry. All right, so if I expand this, x squared is actually x times x. 3x plus 5 is just sitting there. There's nothing I can do with that. X minus 2 squared does not mean FOIL. It just means expand it. And now you can kind of see what to do. See this right here? 2. See this right here? 2. See this one right here? 0. See that one right there? 0. Now if you listen to my pre-lesson, there's a trick to do this very simply. You take this number here, you take the opposite of it, and you divide by this. And that's the simple way of doing it. If you don't like that, literally set equal to 0 and then solve it. 3x equals negative 5. Divide by 3, divide by 3. See how this shortcut just works? So there's my answers. Now how is algebra 2 going to simplify this? They're going to go 0 dr, that means double root, means the answer showed up twice. Remember, root means answer. Negative 5/3 shows up once, and 2 shows up twice. So I have 5 answers, okay? Let's go on to this one. Follow this. Set equal to 0, put it in descending order. Keep your highest power positive. In this case, it's a 3. So I'm going to bring this over from both sides and put it in descending order. Y cubed minus 2y squared minus 24y equals 0. What can I take out of there? I can take a y out. So do it. Y squared minus 2y minus 24 equals 0. I can see in here I got some work to do because that's a trinomial and it's a Gauss one. Remember we nicknamed it. Two factors of negative 24 that add up to negative 2 are negative 6, positive 4. This little y, don't forget about him. He comes along for the ride. What are my answers? Negative 4, 6, 0. 3 answers. Highest power was 3. Looks good. All right, look at this one. Follow the rules. So we're going to subtract 1, subtract 1. 4x squared minus 1 equals 0. That's a difference of 2 squares. I hope you recognize that. So then I make that 2x and 2x. Make that 1 and 1. Put a plus here and a minus here. And we're going to use the trick. Take the opposite of that, negative 1, divide by that. Take the opposite of that, positive 1, divide by that. There's my 2 answers. How about example 6? Should I divide by x? Never, 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 never. Take out as much as you can. In this case, I can take out an x squared. So I'd be left with 3x minus 1. This is just basic factoring. I'm not trying to rub it in your face. But you did cover a lot of this in Algebra 1 and pre-algebra and even math before that, perhaps. But so now, what does this technically turn into? It turns into this. And how many answers should I get? 3. Where do they come from? Well, there's 1. There's 2. I do my little trick. Take the opposite of that, divide by that. There's my 3 answers. What's Algebra 2 going to write it as? 0 dr 1/3. Both of these are the same, but on your tests and quizzes, if it's multiple choice, you're going to see this as an option. You won't see that. All right, let's follow this one. Set equals 0, descending order, keep your squared term positive. This one's got a little twist. Let's go ahead and add 2x squared. Now, why am I doing that? Because I want my squared term positive. So I end up with 2x squared plus x minus 3 is 0. Now we have another one. Now some of you might do pretty well just experimenting, trial and erroring with this one, but I'm going to review what I taught you when we factored the nada ones. We multiply right there. Negative 6, 2 factors of negative 6, which add up to 1. That would be negative 2 and 3. And so now I rewrite this. 2x squared minus 2x plus 3x minus 3 equals 0. This is called factoring by grouping. And now I take out as much as I can, 2x. I'm left with x minus 1. Take out as much as I can, which is just a 3. I'm left with x minus 1. Notice I've got this and this. They match, so I take it out. See, those are gone now because I factored them out. And I'm left with 2x plus 3. Just coming back to you. And now I solve it. What minus 1 is 0? 1. Do the little trick. Take the opposite of that. Divide by that. And there's your 2 answers for that one. I think that does it. Yep, that's it. Okay. Enjoy. Have a good time on your homework. Take a look at this video. If you ever get stuck in your homework, it should make sense to you. All right, good luck.